Hello guys, let's finish this fanfic, shall we? In the time I'm originally from, Pinkie Pie successfully managed to torture and kill Rainbow Dash. Me, Rarity, Applejack, and Twilight were all devastated by what happened, especially when we found out that the cupcakes we got immediately after her death was Dash herself. We didn't know what happened to Dash, so we figured she'll be back in one day. That is, until we found what happened to Applejack. We found Applejack inside the Everfree Forest, beaten, bloody, and charted from head to toe. Her entire left body looked like it was thrown into a furnace, and it looked like they tried cutting her left body with an ice pick. Oh man, I still got the images in my head. The left part of her body had chunks of flesh hanging off of her. Twilight tried to heal her, but it looked like severe internal damage, so it had little effect. When we got Applejack to the hospital, she committed suicide. It may have been because she couldn't go on looking as she did. Tragic. After that happened, me, Rarity, and Twilight couldn't take the stress of losing two friends, and instantly tried to find out who the killer was. Piggy serves us some cupcakes that very day. We decided this. Damn. One day, when we were looking at records of the town in Twilight's house, we heard a scream in the town square. "Is that Spike?" Twilight said. Oh no, Spike! Twilight, don't! Rarity tried to stop her, but with no avail. She ran towards the town square. I didn't stop her. I didn't want to. I was sure Twilight could handle herself. I did follow her, however. When we got there, Twilight was hugging what looked like a stuffed animal. Her screams muffled the voices around her. Why? Why? Spike didn't deserve this! She screamed at the top of her lungs. I walked around Twilight and saw the horrific... I'm sorry guys. I walked around Twilight to see the horror that was bestowed upon me. What I saw was Spike filled with stuffing, the kind that you would put in stuffed animals. It was a horrible, filthy thing for a person to do. Twilight lightly put him down and got up in anger. Who did this? She looked around at me, Rarity, staring at the ground. Twilight had tears in her eyes. I can't take this anymore. Somebody make it stop. She dropped to the ground, crying her eyes out. I'm sure Spike, I started. Twilight slapped me across the face. I held my cheek in pain and toppled to the floor. What would you know? You wouldn't know the pain Spike had to go through to endure this. You don't know how Spike thought and lived. You don't know. You all just don't know. Twilight held her head in agony. She screamed a scream that was engraved in my mind. Forever! Soon after, Twilight distanced herself. There was one thing left in my mind. Where was Pinkie during all this? I confronted her about it as I entered the door to her house. I saw her blowing up a strange looking balloon. Hey Pinkie, I started. Oh, hey Fluttershy! Are you here to help me with my party decorations? She appeared behind me somehow. It startled me, but at this point I didn't care. Do you know anything about our friends? I love my friends, she said. No, I mean their deaths. Pinkie's usual grin turned into an evil smirk. No, I doubted it. I didn't want to believe it, so I kept it to myself. Okay, Pinkie, we really need your help finding out who it is, though. You don't need my help, Her hair looked like it was straightened out. But Shut up! Her hair was completely straight now. She was looking at the floor. I could only stare in confusion and doubt. Her hair got puffy again. Anyways, I got a new batch of cupcakes. Want some? Soon after the conversation, I went back to Twilight's house. When I got there, Twilight was missing. So I confronted Rarity about it. Where's Twilight? I asked. She's not in Ponyville anymore, Rarity said. She went back to her hometown. Rarity walked up to me. Fluttershy, let's give up. And let ourselves be killed? I shouted in amazement. Rarity stared at the floor. Besides, what if Twilight just went to tell Princess Celestia about what happened? I got a beam of hope. I want Twilight to come back. Rarity walked past me. Just give up. And she walked out of the library. I never saw Rarity again. I stayed in my house all day, too afraid to go anywhere. Everyone in Ponyville is slowly fading away, and I'm going with it. One day, as I was cowering, Twilight came to my house and opened the door with a grin on her face. A smiling face. Fluttershy! I know it's sudden, but I found a way to turn everything back to normal. She got close to me. What is it? I said. I was also showing a hint of happiness. A way to reverse everything. Twilight laid down a book that was in her side bag. Time travel. Twilight hugged me. We can turn everything back to normal, she said. That's good. Are you going to use it now? Twilight's smile shifted. Well, I can't go myself. I have to make someone else go. I got nervous and developed a sick feeling in my stomach. Oh, I can't. Twilight hugged me. But you can! Alright, I'll do it. Twilight lifted up with hopes and joy. Alright, I'm gonna start the spell now. Is there anything you want to do before I send you off? I shook my head with no regrets. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Twilight was cut off. The world was dark. I didn't understand what was happening. All I knew is that I could hear Pinkie Pie's voice faintly. I reappeared in my house. It was a sunny morning. For some reason, it felt warm. I went through the same time period 15 or more times every day. I restarted and different scenarios happened. Pinkie Pie's location would sometimes be different, and her methods of killing Rainbow Dash would be different. The same thing would be the victim, Rainbow Dash, and the murderer, Pinkie Pie. Okay, that's the end of that part. I'll finish the rest of it soon. Or probably right now if I get the time. As I finished my story, Twilight stared in amazement. I looked at the floor, having all kinds of emotions brewing inside of me. I didn't know what to feel. I see. Well, it's alright now, right? Twilight tried to start a conversation. I shook my head. I don't think it is. We can't be for certain if Pinkie Pie will attempt another murder or not. So, what can we do? I don't know. I looked towards the floor. I don't know what to do now. I never thought this far ahead. Twilight came out to Twilight and Spike came out to Twilight and I, who didn't know what to do with our current situation. Hey, Rainbow Dash wants to talk to you, Fluttershy, he stated. Finally, I can see her smiling face again. I walked up to the room. She was looking outside the window. Pinkie, she said to herself. Do you feel alright? She didn't answer me. I would be amazed if she could. I saw down. I saw down. Oh yeah. I saw down next to her on the bed she was laying next to. What the hell? Is that a typo right there? Listen, Rainbow Dash, I don't think that I started, but I was bluntly cut off. Kill? She said to herself. Rainbow Dash said to herself, I'm going to kill her. I stared at Dash for a second. But what? I'm going to kill her, she repeated. The room got quiet. What do I say? Do I object? Objection! I'm sorry. But Pinkie Pie, you don't know. She cut me off. You don't know what it felt down there. So cold and alone and scared. She said with tears in her eyes. Fluttershy, I'm extremely thankful you saved me. But I have to take my revenge. No, you can't. Rainbow Dash tried to get out of bed and wobbled to the floor. She proceeded to squirm squirm her way out of the room. Pinkie Pie, I trusted you. She was talking, and she was talking like she was there. Twilight came up the stairs. Rainbow Dash, you need to stay in bed. Twilight signaled me to help get Rainbow Dash back into bed, and we did such. And we did. Sorry, everybody. I'm horrible English. Dash was exhaling and inhaling at a rapid rate. She was really pushing herself. Rainbow, you have to stay in bed, okay? You haven't fully recovered, she said, tucking her in the bed. Rainbow Dash didn't say anything and just stared. You should go and check on Pinkie, Fluttershy. She's at Rarity's house, Twilight said. But what if she was attacked and she attacked Rarity? I was a little frightened to actually go there. It is Pinkie Pie after all. Twilight shook her head. It's okay. I took a little time and taught her a restraint spell, just in case. I walked towards the door and looked back. I stared at Twilight at Dash's side, stroking her hoof across her mane. I just want everything to go back to its peaceful times. I walked downstairs and said my goodbyes to Spike. Make sure Rarity's okay, he told me. I promised him I would and left to Rarity's. While I was leaving, I heard Twilight walking downstairs. The walk there was peaceful. I really miss the days like this. Days where I didn't have to worry about anything. But this was almost over. But this was all almost over. After this, I can go back to playing with everyone like before and go on adventures. Maybe after this I'll make a costume for Rarity. On the way, I stopped and stared at Pinkie Pie's house. I was probably staring at it for a good 5 minutes. Where did it all go wrong? I asked myself. I wasn't expecting an answer. I probably didn't want one after all this. I snapped myself out of it. I have to stop thinking about this. It's alright from here on, for the most part. I approached Rarity's doors and knocked on it. No answer. That's odd. Twilight did say she was here. I opened the door to be greeted with a horrific scene. Rarity's skin was dressed on a mannequin she used for her dresses. It sort of stretched her skin out. Ugh. And she looked like a balloon. Pinkie Pie's stomach was cut open all the way to her torso. Her heart and intestines were clearly visible. Her ribcage stuck out, making it look like something forced their way in by prying it open with their own hands. I vomited at the sight of the two. Awkwardly, I dropped to the ground after backing away a few feet. But how? This is impossible, I said. Twilight? I mean, whoops, I screwed up right there. Fluttershy? Spike said as he came towards me. I turned around and stared at Spike in fear and confusion. No! I tried to push Spike back. Huh? What's wrong? Spike said. You like you saw a ghost. Leave now! I screamed. Go! Spike strolled past me. Oh, come on. It can't be that bad. It looked like he caught a glimpse of what happened. He made a face I didn't quite understand, and then a scream. Something I would want to remove from my mind forever. Rarity! He screamed. He tried to run over to her, but I grabbed him before he could enter. He turned and hugged me while crying. I'm sorry. How could this happen? Did Rainbow Dash manage to slip away from Twilight in her room? Did Pinkie do it? And then commit suicide? No, she couldn't have done this by herself. I don't know anymore. Someone make it stop. Make it stop. A few hours later, everyone alive was in Twilight's house. That's when I noticed. Hey, where's Applejack? I said. She left, Twilight said. Where to? She's visiting her family somewhere else. What I would like to do right now, Twilight said. It felt quiet. It felt quiet. Dang, I am horrible. I'm horrible at reading. I screw up. That's when it hit me. It felt like reality came crashing down. What if Applejack was the one doing this? My heart started to race at a rapid speed. What if she faked her death the first time? I don't know how, but what if she dressed one of her family members to look like her or something? It would explain so much. Or maybe she was just manipulating Pinkie Pie and moved off to see it all play out. That's it. That has to be it. I stood up and almost made a assumption until I thought for a second about it. But Applejack is my friend. I can't just do that. I don't even know for sure. I sat back down and looked towards the ground. Twilight stood up. Listen, we should all get some sleep. She walked upstairs. Good night. She walked upstairs. I could see tears falling from her cheek. I nodded to Spike and walked home. It was dark now, and honestly, the dark makes me feel a bit uneasy. When I was walking home, I felt a presence, something unnerving. I turned around, nothing was there. I must be imagining things. I walked home with a feeling of something following me. I didn't sleep peacefully that day. I had come so close, too. I guess I'll have to wait for Twilight to learn the spell again, and then go back in time and try again. Yeah, that's right, I'll try again. I didn't get any sleep last night. I walked outside when the sun was up, about the same time I do every day. Drowsy, filled with uncertainty, I walked to Twilight's house. I opened the door without knocking, 'cause I didn't feel like it was needed at this point. Spike rushed at me and hugged me. Fluttershy! Rarity! Oh, sorry, guys. Why did I put Rarity in that sentence? God. Spike ran up to me and hugged me. Fluttershy! Twilight and Rainbow Dash are missing! My pupils widened in terror. What? They just up and left. I don't know where she is. My world came crashing down. Everything was falling apart. Nothing made sense anymore. Spike, I said. He approached me and hugged my trembling body. I opened my mouth slightly. Spike, I'm scared. I was clearly shaking as I hugged his small body. Who's out to get me? I never did anything wrong. Why am I taking this punishment? And Spike tried to rise a conversation as he was holding my shaking body. Fluttershy, we should go look for Twilight. I immediately stopped shaking. Okay, I have to stay calm and think about this. Let's assume Twilight is still alive. And well, where did she go? I was assured the capture would have taken her to a secured place, like the Air-Free Forest or something. We can start there. But if I think back to the first timeline, she went back to Princess Celestia. I'll rule that out for now, though. She didn't factor in Spike being alive this time around. But Rainbow Dash, I don't know. Maybe they're in the same place. Wait, yeah, that gotta be it. I stood up and kept at full resolve. Spike, let's go. After this, I don't think I'll ever be afraid of anything anymore. Where? Spike looked visibly confused. I pointed to the Air-Free Forest. I have a strong feeling Twilight is over there. I think we should head there fast. At full determination, I headed towards my enclosed fate. And Spike followed close behind as we made our way through the surprisingly dark forest. As I was walking, I tried to break the scary tension with a conversation with Spike. Hey Spike, do you? I looked around desperately and he wasn't there. I backed away into a tree and got startled, so I turned around to see. Then something hit me aside my head and I blacked out. Okay. I'll leave it there. Plus I got knocked out. I'll leave it there.